medicinal plants cultivation and organic farming. He's got 8 years of experience with farmers in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, served in the university as a research scholar, and then in the Jain Irrigation Systems Limited, Jagolan, and worked with many NGOs in the field of agriculture. He's presently looking after the content development and outreach activities in the INDG, the India Development Gateway Project, in the agriculture domain.
Thank you, Chair. I think after a very long travel to Brazil, once again to Sri Lanka, again back to South Africa, and we are again back in India. I think a lot of people are already tired of this journey. I think I can see many of people already slept. I think some people are already left. Please bear with me, and I will be finishing within 10 minutes my whole topics. And within these 10 minutes, I want to do some justice for some emotional questions that our Dr. Bahrul Islam has put from yesterday and today. I think what I want to talk in another 10 minutes is just about I am taking you to the rural India, the real India. We can call it as a real Bharat. Okay? Can you project the slide? We are all talking about a lot of the ICT interventions, ICT initiatives going to rural India, something, lot of scales and lot of colors we have seen. For example, Dawn Foundation has presented a very well documentations in fisherman area and even many agriculture area and also in education side. Also in ESAGU, some of the examples in water portal and some even posters you might have seen a lot of things. What are the things that are going on actually really? I think for ICT, Government of India is spending a lot of money and a lot of activities parallelly going on all over the state. Until coming from here, how many people do you know that these activities are going in these states and these many impacts have happened? Many of them really don't know actually what is happening in some states. Something that means there is no proper coordination. There is no there is no publications properly, and there is no understanding between each NGOs or government policies. Something that is a lacuna we are having. Also, from yesterday, from the talk from the education side and primary education and e-education, everything we are talking now, there was a big problem in reaching the ICT to the rural area. The big barrier is the language. That means there is no proper content in the local language. If you have a project and if you have a proper model to bring the local content into the rural people, it is an understandable manner, in a colloquial manner, there is a chance we can bring all this, we can solve all these issues. Keeping in these things in background, Government of India, that is Department of Information Technology, has initiated a project called India Development Gateway, only targeting the rural people. Okay, the project is called INDG, India Development Gateway. Recently, it is getting implemented in Hyderabad, CDAC Hyderabad. The team, our core team, is from different fields from India. That means I am from agriculture and people from health and rural livelihoods areas and different languages and different sectors. Okay, and we are not from technical team. And with our ideas, with our experience, with our field experience, everything, we are trying to collect the information and we are trying to put this information in a very presentable manner in the portal. The portal not only serves only for information provision, we are having already offline services also to give a lot of support to the rural people. Just I will take you briefly about our projects and what is going on, what way you can help us in future and what way we can cooperate so as bring this project in a very successful manner and we can do some justice to the rural India. See, the general main objective of our this project is reaching the unreached, that is poor and backward. This is the only way we can bridge the digital divide. We are not concentrating directly involving the teaching the farmer, going to the rural farmer or any street vendor or anything that we are having a ICT. We can see here we are having in computer our portal this information, that information. You can go through and you can get some idea. It is very impossible because the internet penetration is only I think 7 to 8% in all over India compared to other countries. We are only targeting the first level service providers. That means the officers, NGOs and field level workers from different groups, and we are only targeting those people to access to our information and to get an idea and get our feedback also, and then go to the village and communicate their interest. And we are also want to educate the actual end user only on the 5 major sectors. We identified these 5 major sectors which will be a critical topics in the rural development. It covers all the rural development sectors. The primary one is the health, that is rural health, primary education and agriculture of course, and rural energy. This is another emerging field and we need a lot of attention to these actions. And e-governance of course. Right now we are not touching much about e-governance because already a lot of e-gov projects are parallelly going on and we are trying to link these sites in our portal. And we are already having other main thing is linkages with the other portals and initiatives to serve the ends of the information and service availability. The main special feature of this website, that our India Development Gateway portal, is local language, content in local language, and also the grass level service stakeholders in rural communities. And it's going to be a self-sustaining one. Right now we are giving the content in free, and we are going to promote this as a free site something. Future we are planning as a self-sustainable model. See, this is very brief about our content development. What we are doing actually, our team visits to the villages, and even with the collaboration with the local NGOs in each state, we have planned in a scheduled visit to sites, and also we will conduct a brainstorming workshop in the area. Particular issue-based topics. Suppose if you take a primary education or a child rights, that topic we will call all the NGOs involved in this, and all the people, even schools, teachers who are all suffering because of these problems, and we will have a very big brainstorming, and we will come out at the end of the day. We will come out with a few interesting topics and what are the actual information they need from us, like that. And also we will visit village information centers and our outreach partners from government institutions, private institutions, and get the feedback. And we will all information will be collected by the vertical heads, that is individual the area where who is looking after these things. Then this content generation will be again it is going to the content validation consortium. There is a approved consortium we already formed, and those people will be looking after this, whether this information what we are putting will be really valuable or like that. After the consortium, it goes to language consortium for a flow of the English or flow of the language, local language, everything. Then finally it comes to the INDG editor. He sits with our technical team and he presents this information very informative manner, either on one page, the whole 10-page document he will bring it into one page with the little pictures and points, like that. See, right now the project has been started from 6 months from now. Our team is set up in Hyderabad. We are already having a very good partnership of 17 organizations of national level, and we already formed a translators consortium in Hindi, Telugu and Tamil, and we have a validation consortium for agriculture, primary education, health and rural energy. For primary education we have collaboration with the ME Foundation, I think it is in Hyderabad, and agriculture we have a collaboration with the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, even CSA, Center for Sustainable Agriculture. For rural energy, we have the Energy Research Institute. TERI, I think earlier it is Tata Energy Research Institute. And for outreach, we are planning through already existing some ICT initiatives, and also our own attempt to going in rural level, conducting workshops and capacity building trainings, like that. Main partners are Bairaji Foundation for primary education, ME Foundation, and in future we are planning for I think there is a 100,000 common service centers are already in the proposed, and already I think more than 40 has been already set up in India, and we are going to partner them for our, we are requesting them to use our content in their centers. See, in the first phase now we are through with Hindi, Tamil, Telugu and of course English, and in the second phase we are planning, next phase we are moving into Marathi, Bengali, Assamese and Punjabi. The main content what we are focusing right now, we focus in our side is prominent government schemes, database and success stories, news items, on and off farm enterprises, which will help very much helpful for the self-help groups. Lot of people are already started querying to us, why can't you put this type of other than very common production technologies, something like rabbit rearing and chalk making, and it is very common thing. Other than that, something interesting like sericulture, something we can go interesting things like that, related things, even broiler production, like that. And also we are very much working. There is a separate page we are given for the tribal related issues, and also traditional knowledge derived from communities, e-forums. E-forums is a very important thing. We can put your query in our local language. If you can click our place in a Kannada, means Kannada, you can put your query and we can start collecting. After certain stages we will be trying to answer for that query, and there will be a solution to be. It is like a community based content development. And we have already in the process of developing some offline products also. For in case of health, we are collaborating with the UNICEF. We are very thankful to our Michael Jelo. I think he is our coordinator for UNICEF here. He is already provided one CD on maternal health and child care. And for primary education, we have a SSA program collaboration, and Asim Pravanji Foundation is providing the CDs to provide to issue in this through our portal. For agriculture, we have an interactive CD on pests and predators and plant nutrient calculator. Many agriculture officers are involved. We are interested in this topic only. And another important issue is Many of the villages won't understand the content, what you provide, picture also something. Voice is the another important thing. So as an initiative, we already collaborated with the All India Radio Trichy. They're having a daily program in the morning, agriculture, 10 minutes. So those after the telecast, they will be sending the information to us by mail. We will immediately put it into the forecast. By 10 o'clock or 10:30, you can listen the same broadcast. And anytime you can log on and listen the same broadcast in local language. In Tamil Nadu, I am giving example. Like that, we want to collaborate into other states also. I was mentioning about the nutrient calculator. This is a model actually. We are not finalized our software yet. It's a model in a Kisan Kerala website you can see. And like that we want to give some information on a picturesque way based on the results, the soil testing results and pest and disease. We can give a comparative. This is a sample for a nutrient deficiency in leaves. Farmer can easily compare, or the first level service providers easily compare that issue and he can come to a conclusion. I think this is we want to bring it to a large scale. I think already ESABU and all are attempting in a very community-based area and local areas. We want to bring it to national level in a common agenda. And this another offline product we are developing. One is understanding the pests of crops, various crops. This I have given a example of cotton. We are, you can see a major crops here. Something we can just click on the crop and major devastating pests and diseases. What it's going to be, and again the control measures. Not towards the chemical control, because a lot of farmer suicides are getting through, a lot of issues are coming because of GM crops something. We are trying to give it in a very in a manner that is sustainable model. We want to bring it in this, and also regarding information about the natural enemies and predators. And another interesting thing is the outcoming field of medicinal plants. Many people have not explored the importance of medicinal plants. I think yesterday, I think Sunday, we are discussing in our content generation tutorial. Many of our friends have put this query to me that why tribal people's knowledge and medicinal plant knowledge is not brought into the picture. Many people are neglecting like that. So we are also attempting bringing in a very good database and where to market, how to cultivate medicinal plants rather than collection from these things. And these aspects we are concentrating now. Shortly it will be available in our website. And another thing is a marketing issue. I think this is one medicinal plant. This photograph is taken in on Salem district. It's in Tamil Nadu, from around 260 kilometers from here. It's a farmer actually. It's a success story actually. This is a plant is called Coleus phoscoli. It's a very good medicinal plant. It's exportable quality. Past 10 years it's picking up. Now it has become a very good commercial crop now. Like that, some success stories we want to bring in our net, and also want to give a link to where the actual real marketing possibilities are there. This was the CD I was mentioning, Sisu Samrakshak. That means this is the UNICEF CD provider something. This gives all the information about the child and maternal health, and also SSA program. And this is our online and offline initiatives. We can directly access to the net also, and we already having another team. We are providing our content initiatives, everything by capacity building and information products and services by the CD through daily direct partnerships or direct discussion in the village level. And we already conducted 2 workshops successfully for this thing, for mobilizing the NGOs and motivating their interest towards this side. And our outreach is through government run cases, pilot outreach center. We are planning to pilot at least 2 outreach centers and see our effect, whether farmers are really interested in our local content like that, and also some private NGOs partnerships, that is Bairaju Foundation, MSRF like that. And future, we are planning our this portal. We want to be in a sustainable model, because since the government is supporting now, another 2 years we can manage the run. After 2 years, there will be a lot of things. We want to bring this portal as a self-sustaining manner by the way of memberships, products and services on cost basis, advertisements and online courses, and also direct consultancies. This is a glimpse about the site. When you log on to our site www.indg.in, directly it opens in Hindi only. Okay, then you can choose the language according to your need, and this is some glimpse of the Tamil page. The same content will be available in all the languages. Right now we have in Tamil, Hindi and Telugu. See, this is a Telugu page actually. This is a English page, and this is a glimpse of the agriculture side in Hindi, health, and this is rural energy in Tamil. It got all the links and something. This is SSA platform, and in Andhra Pradesh, total database is there in this manner. And regarding the technical details, we are using the Linux, both Linux and Microsoft Windows, and 1 GB RAM. And for content management system, we are using the Zoho, that is Flow. What is the challenge is Sagar, what we are going to face is the e-infrastructure penetration in remote areas. This is the biggest challenge we are going to face actually. Even though everything is ready, even if we can't able to download one 10 minutes presentation or voiceover by any this one dial-up network, it will be a problem something. So we are planning an offline structures also, and also a constant upgradation of the information at right time and right away. If we are not able to update our information time to time, people will get bored and they won't get interest towards this information seeking. And upscaling the revenue model, and also providing a reliable content for the common service centers, unless it should not go a very either ordinary site. Coming to the concluding remarks, the project is getting momentum. We are getting a lot of support from whatever the partners we are already approached. They are giving full support us, and they want us to come to their village, and even the institutes where and all they are working, and we are all collaborating. There is a strong partnerships is emerging. Portal updation and outreach activities has to be focused in coming months, and product and services both online and offline still has to be enhanced. Supporting the common service centers will be another, in local languages will be another big area we are looking after. Finally, I want to conclude my talk with a quotation from our Honorable President, that in the 21st century a new society is emerging where knowledge is the primary production resource instead of capital and labor. For a nation at a stage of knowledge society, it should be able to effectively deal with knowledge creation and knowledge deployment. Knowledge deployment only it is possible with the cooperation of all the people, every individual has a zeal in my heart, but nobody is ready to come out with it. It is what is it for me syndrome, I think. A lot of people are having the zeal but not able to come out. Please let us join with us, and I think we can. Everybody is cooperating in your way. We will be bringing a very good future through this ICT. I hope I have done my justice through this presentation.